So you're going out to dinner and you're sitting at your table and someone plops this huge tome of a wine list on your table, 30 or 40 pages long, and you find yourself very perplexed. People get very overwhelmed by wine lists because there are way too many selections, and oftentimes there's not a sommelier or a wine director on staff to kind of lead you through things and help you select a wine based on what you're about to eat. So I have a few tips to sort of help you navigate a huge wine list, keep you from being too overwhelmed, and find the right wine that will match perfectly with what you're about to order. The first thing that you want to do is choose your food. Put the wine list aside, figure out between you and your dining guests what you're going to order, and it's a lot easier to find the right wine once you've chosen your food. Now, in terms of pairing, you don't really need to adhere by the traditional white wine with fish, red wine with meat rule. That rule doesn't always work. What you really want to do is think of food in terms of light or heavy, and you really want to focus on the sauces and the spices and the preparations more than you want to focus on the actual protein. So for instance, you may be ordering salmon or a tuna steak or swordfish, and while these are fish, they're actually heavier in style and they have more of a steak texture, and these wines can do really well with a red wine that's a little bit lighter or medium in style. You wouldn't want to pair a huge Malbec from Mendoza with something like this, but a Pinot Noir from Burgundy or a Gamay from Beaujolais or maybe something like a Frappato from Sicily might work well because these wines are not very high in tannin and they're going to marry really nicely with a meatier style fish. The same thing on the meat end. If you're ordering a meat like a pork chop or a veal chop or even a roasted chicken, a rotisserie chicken, something like that, it is meat, but it can maybe go nicely with something a little bit heavier in style on the white side, like a Kerner from northern Italy or a Viognier from the northern Rhone in France. So that's what you want to do in terms of pairing. Now, when you're looking to get great values on a wine list, if you're one person and you're sitting at the bar and you want to order a glass of wine, that's totally fine. But if you really want to get the most bang for your buck, choose a bottle and skip the wines by the glass. Wines by the glass are always a huge ripoff. It's really where the restaurant is making a ton of markup. So if you really want to get your money's worth, stick with the bottle list. What you also want to do is you want to look for wines that are lesser known. Scan through the list, skip over major regions like Napa and Sonoma or Tuscany in Italy or Rioja in Spain, and look at areas and grape varieties that you maybe have never heard of. For instance, if you're looking for a crisp, citrusy white wine and you find something that says Verdejo, which is the name of a native grape variety to the region of Rueda in Spain, you are much more likely to get a good deal from a wine like that than from, say, a Chardonnay from the Sonoma coast. So hopefully these tips have given you a few examples of how to navigate wine lists and really have a great experience when you're going out to eat.